new video, and I'm gonna talk about the armor of God and the connection that I made thanks to a symbol that I saw, which is actually a symbol of a brand, and the brand is Under Armour. I was in a shop and I saw this pair of trainers, and I saw the X. I saw that symbol before, but I had the download only, well, it's actually been like 3 weeks now, or even more. But anyway, so I saw the X and how the lines created by the X, U, and A, because the X is made by the initial of Under Armour, U and A, those two symbols, those two letters. In the middle, it has created an eye. And that, in my opinion, was the eye of Heru, or the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye, of course, in the positive connotation, not the all-seeing eye that you see in the dollar bill, in God we trust and all that rubbish, or the all-seeing eye of Enlil, him being, the so-called commander of the sky in, well, anyway, I'm not gonna go into that, but let's forget about that for a second. Going back to the symbol, so those lines created in the middle, you can see the logo, they created the all-seeing eye, the eye of Heru, so which is a powerful protection against evil. So of course you have to go back to the story of Heru, or Horon in the Sumerian language, avenging his father Asar, Osiris, and all that. So Heru is a symbol of power and of kinship, and of course inevitably of connection with the divine, a connection with God. So therefore, the symbol of the eye, right? So I look at the symbol and I connect it, of course, with the name of the brand, Under Armour. I say, wow, under the armor of God. And I've been able to connect it to the verse of the Bible, Ephesians 6, 6:10, 6:11, which says to have the full armor of God in order to stand against the evil wrongdoing, the cunning stratagems of the so-called devil, something to that effect. I'm not saying word by word. And then it goes on saying, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and wickedness in high places. Yeah, that is a known verse. And, and it makes sense, I connected those dots, I received that download, and I said, wow, it really makes sense. And I further went into it, and I'm like, yeah, the you represent you coming from above, coming down here to go back above. So let's call it the cycle of ascension. And the A also, in a diametrically, uh, opposing way, if I'm alright by saying that, represent the same thing, So it's just the reverse of it, the mirror, like the mirror effect. So being down here to go back up, and get those informations, and then, again down here, reporting them down here. And when the A, of course, goes down here, it creates, part of the I, alongside the other part of the U. And that's the middle point. That's the middle, that's your focus point. That's being centered. So and that's total balance. That's total equilibrium. A bit like the concept, I don't know if you saw that video about the concept of the number 8, when I said that the number 8 is just being in between the higher realm or womb above and the lower realm here, the womb below. So you're exactly in the middle, and that's the space where, you know, you find the perfect balance between the two realms, you know, and in a sense you receive your download. So by making this parallelism and considering the U of Under Armour and the A of Under Armour, here in the middle you have the I. This is your gateway to the divine. So that's the perfect balance between this realm and the realm above. You know, the constant communication that you receive from your higher self. Call it whatever you want to call it. You know, angels, archangels, God itself, which is in you, and uh, your ancestors, you name it. So yeah, I found that, I found that very fascinating, and yeah, that's the full armor of God. That's the full armor of God. Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, that's a brand. Of course, no one planned to make that brand like that, and give that type of meaning to that brand. But as I stated before, as spiritual beings, we are able to read the hidden messages, and lay them so that people can reach them and see them and give their own interpretation. At the end of the day, this is truly up to our own interpretation. If the interpretation makes sense, and it works for you, that's perfect. This is my own interpretation, and and it has an aspect of, at the end of the day, it's all creativity. The creator is the biggest. The creator is the biggest creative person. So we have that seed within us, and we co-create our reality. We create our reality, and what we see is just completely subjective. So perspective is very important, and my own perspective gave me further proximity to the so-called kingdom of God, because the kingdom of God came to me simply when I saw the logo of a brand that we know as Under Armour, and Under Armour became to me the armor of God. So in this case, to me, Bible or biblical prophecy, whatever I can connect it to, became true solely on the interpretation that I gave. So of course you're not meant to read anything, especially holy text with coded messages that might be also uh, very contradictory. So you are meant to read it and read between the lines. So that's simply how it is. So you must decipher, you know, you must decipher coded messages, the riddles and parables. And as a spiritual being, you have the power to do so, and that's beautiful. So yeah, that was my Under Armor of God message. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will see the symbol for what it represents for you at this point. I hope I hope I gave you, symbols are very important. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope I gave you a coding. I hope I gave you an algorithm, because everyone nowadays seems to have shirts and shoes of the Under Armour brand. I'm kind of advertising it now. Jesus, no Jesus, actually no Jesus, no Zeus. They gotta pay me for that. Listen, Under Armour, you gotta pay me for that. Now, jokes apart, we see so much, and if I'm able to convey this message, which is positive in my opinion, it is very positive, and you'll see the armor of God, you know, either in yourself and in the person that you have in front of you, regardless of if the person is righteous or not. But usually people relate to you, and reflects your own energy, the energy that you have within. So you never know, those people might have a better approach to you, or they just might smile to you. Listen, if you see the next person that has Under Armour on and is smiling to you, listen, you gotta worship me. No, I'm joking. No, if you see the person and is smiling to you, you're like, wow, that's crazy. And if it happens to me, I don't know, just it would be some powerful stuff. Although this is nothing, right? But yeah, symbols are very important. So it's important to reconquer our symbols, like the old seeing eye, which started as a positive. We started as a positive symbol that conveyed a certain power, a certain peace, tranquility, and sovereign and supreme understanding of self. But then, as all other symbols like the pyramid, on and on and on, have been corrupted. So we gotta take back control of our ancient symbols. And why not? I mean, if we're able to give, meaning to symbol that seems to have nothing to do with us or have no meaning at all, why not? As I'm doing now with Under Armour. At the end of the day, it's just all about imagination and creativity, and the meaning that we can give to things. We create the truth, we establish what is truth, and that creates cultures, really. That's how cultures arise, and that's as simple as that. So I'm done with the message now, and I hope that your gateway to the divine will be ever more powerful on this day. Take care.